Hello friends, it's Timothy here with JankDiverTim. Welcome back to the channel. Something super special going on here. We've got Khans of Tarkir on Arena. The entire set, unadulterated, no remaster, all of the bad cards included. Khans, one of the best limited sets of all time, at least one of most people's favorites limited sets, including myself. I love Khans of Tarkir, and hopefully I get to express that today and have some good matches, some good grindy gameplay from 2014. Before we get into that, remember, as always, you can like this video, you can subscribe to this channel, you can come find Discord links down below to the JankDiverTim community where we do all of our cubing, complete with Fetch Lance and other Khans of Tarkir cards. Any of those helps support JankDiverTim, helps us grow, and helps us build our community. Not asking too much. If you've got it this far in the video, just hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. It lets me know that it was worth your time to watch me draft and gush about Khans of Tarkir. All right, so Khans is here. I did find the best of 3 queues. I thought it was only best of 1. I am going to be playing best of 3 because that's how I remember playing Khans of Tarkir, and best of 1 sucks. Always has, always will. I'm going to gush a little bit about this set as we draft. I'll probably talk ad nauseum about certain things and, mess up stuff. One thing you have to know before we jump into this is that my experience with Khans of Tarkir, I started playing Magic in 2013, and Khans of Tarkir came out in the tail end of 2014, so I was very much a novice Magic player / drafter when this set came out. So a lot of my evaluations are things that I remember that may not necessarily have held up or may have not have been correct in the first place, and we'll address those as we go on. My approach here, try my best to either be 5 colors or to be in an enemy colored pair so that I can pivot a little bit. I find it very, very hard to not shift into 5 colors in this format. It's just what I like doing, even if it's not correct, but we'll go ahead and jump in. And, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about here. If you are not familiar with Khans, if you've never played Khans or seen Khans played before, maybe you've heard people gush about it, you might see a couple packs and wonder why that is. You're going to see some pretty bad cards, tons of unplayables. Myself, I'm probably going to scrap just to make playables. You have to use a bunch of picks on lands to make your deck viable. The gameplay is slow and grindy, which players like myself love. But yeah, it's a lot to kind of take in at first if you've never experienced the format, but it is such a breath of fresh air. It feels so different from modern day Fire Design limited sets, which, we love those for what they're worth, but everything's so much faster, tempo oriented in modern limited designs that it's just nice to go back to a slower paced, maybe one of the slowest paced formats of all time, and get to breathe a little. And of course, as I say that, we're going to get paired against all the black-white Warriors players, but this is all predicated on us finding a seat at the table in the first place, so maybe you don't need to be here for that. But hey, you stuck in with it. All right, let's see what we can get into. So, oh yeah, it's best of 3. We don't get to see who we're playing with. We do have, well, we've got a couple good ones to talk about off the start. Mardu Ascendancy is one of the, it's not one of the best rares in the set. If you were in Mardu, you might consider this card, but it's definitely not something to pigeonhole yourself into Mardu for. The 2 cards that I'm looking at here are Bellowing Saddlebrute, which, 4 mana, 4/5 with downside, but very good, and Warrior is a creature type that matters a lot in this set. And then Heir of the Wilds as a premium 2-drop in a set that just doesn't have a ton of premium 2-drops. There's also, for commons, Einok Bonkin, Ponyback Brigade as the 2 best ones, and then, of course, lands. And these cards are at the power level that I wouldn't fault somebody for just snapping up a land and trying to do the 5-color thing, but I think I'm going to start off with Heir of the Wilds. It is a good 2-drop, and you just don't get a bunch of good 2-drops, though Bellowing Saddlebrute might be a better card. That comparison between those 2, I don't quite remember which one's better than which, but we do get to start off with a pretty strong card. That being said, we're getting past a Warrior payoff here. Raider Spoils, which is, first off, this grows all of your creatures, not just your Warriors. But then it lets you draw a bunch of cards when your Warriors connect in combat. As a follow-up to Greed, we don't have anything. Windstorm is unplayable. Tusked Colossadon, yes, there are vanilla creatures in this set. Completely unplayable card. And Sagu Mauler is a card you're hoping not to play in the first place, though morphs generally baseline fine. Einok Bonkin, pretty good. Disowned Ancestor is a warrior and pretty good. And then Mardu Charm, if you were in Mardu, were able to splash consistently, you could speculate on that. Again, a land. If there was a green land here, I'd consider it because I already have a good card. But let's go and spec on Raider Spoils. Ooh, Abzan Battle Priest. So all of these Outlast Wards are good. The ones that give your creatures with +1/+1 counters on them abilities. We already saw the first striker going around in the first 2 packs, but this is the Lifelinker, and this is one of those cards that can make it so your opponent can just never kill you. These packs have been loaded with lands too, by the way. I'm going to take Battle Priest. It's a good sign here. Should probably note there is a common missing from the pack. So somebody took a common over Abzan Battle Priest, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. I don't know if this set has the same collation as like Ixalan, where you're guaranteed a card of every monocolored in the pack, so I can't really use a lot of information here to determine what common was taken, but we are definitely going to take Battle Priest. And looks like the first pack where we're not like super excited about any given option. The best green card, I don't remember how good Roar of the Challenge was, to be honest. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Could be good with Air of the Wilds if we could get that up to a 4-power creature. But there's no warrior to take. There's a really dinky 2-drop. Basically a vanilla 2-drop. Glacial Stalker's good, but pushes us into another color, and, you know, it's not like we've seen a lot of good blue cards. Bitter Revelation as a card draw spell is okay. Defiant Strike is always passable. I think I'll take the Roar of the Challenge and just kind of see what happens with it. I don't really remember how good this card is. I do remember how good Master the Way is. A very powerful card, but it's touching blue and red, the 2 colors we haven't touched at all yet. Throttle. Look what they made us play. Look at the removal they made us play in 2014. Look at this. It's embarrassing. I'm going to take Dead Drop, though, I think. Delve is interesting because Delve is the Sultai mechanic, but even in Sultai, you don't want a Delve deck. You want a couple Delve spells in pretty much any deck because they tend to be expensive cards that you can cast for cheap. But the more of them you have, the more they rub up against each other. And I don't think this is necessarily one of the best ones, but it is quite good. Here's a Tri-Land. Tri-Lands are always worth looking at. Again, a lot of this blue-red Jeskai Wedge kind of stuff going around also has secret plans with no morphs in the pile. I mean, Dragon Scale Boon is fine. Quite good with Battle Priest, actually. I wonder if I should just pass this Tri-Land. I'm not touching any blue or red cards. I've passed quite a bit of blue or red. I don't have any morphs to spec in on the secret plans yet. Torment and Voice, always fine. Let's take a Dragon Scale Boon. We'll see what happens with it. This is pick 7. Yeah, no power. Like, we really haven't seen any powerful cards. War Behemoth is not a powerful card. It's like the same card as Sagu Muller. Might as well be. Glacial Stalker's still good. Summit Prowler. Ugh. Yeah, we would play Summit Prowler. I guess I'll take a land here. I guess I'll take a blue-black land. I don't really think it matters which land I take. Here's a random warrior creature. This is pick 8, so not on the wheel yet. Could take a blue-green land. Again, this is just a bunch of, like, random bulk commons here. Sultai lands. Another Sultai land. Oh, Ponyback Brigade wheeling is kind of interesting. Black, white, red. I guess I took the wrong dual lands. Could take Unyielding Krumar, too, but that would keep me in the Abzan spectrum. I'll take Ponyback here over Krumar. And now take black-red land. Be pretty happy about it. Active Treason just doesn't do anything in the set. This was before every set had red-black sacrifice. So Active Treason is literally just face value. Take a creature, hit your opponent with it, and then pass the turn and hope they're dead. And just doesn't get there. Killshot's fine. Killshot is an okay card. It is just okay. It is worth noting Ponyback Brigade is a warrior as well. Dazzling Ramparts do my best to hopefully not have to play that card. Nothing here. Don't put Lens of Clarity in your deck. I guess I can take the random morph in case we end up in like some weird Trail Mysteries type deck. But yeah, I would say that pack didn't go really well. I got a couple powerful cards, but across a bunch of different colors. So I guess we should take stock of where we are real quick. Assuming we're not playing Banner. Something like this. Not playing that. Like Abzan Splash in red. Or base black, white. Maybe trimming down on these green cards and either going into Mardu. Or stay in an Abzan. That being said, we open an okay rare. There's not a lot of mana acceleration in this set, so just as a base value 2 mana 2/1 that taps for red, also just fixes, you know, that's pretty good. There's Timely Horde Mate, which is a decent card. It's a warrior. Sultai Scavengers, one of the better delve cards. Abzan Guy, too, and Abzan Charm. I think I am going to take Rattleclaw, and then there's so many Abzan cards that I'm going to wheel one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I get Skull Hunter or whatchamacallit, the gold card back, I'll be happy. See the Unwritten. Not really a playable card in Limited. I suppose you could try to make it work, but not really. This is a warrior, but it's extremely hard to flip up if this is what my deck is going to look like. Throttle is playable with hesitation. Sultai Flayer. Really strong card. More of like a delay the game type card. It's probably the strongest card in the pack. Throttle is like you probably want one Throttle in your deck, but it's replaceable. And man, just opening, yeah, some bulk green cards, huh? Okay, there's American Nightblade. This isn't one of the better +1/+1 counter lords, but it is fine. Ooh, Frontier Bivouac, huh? And then Sultai Scavengers, Alpine Grizzly. I guess if I take Bivouac, I'm leaving myself open to being like Teamer, but we're getting pretty far into pack 2 now. Bivouac, at the very least, it's green and helps me splash the Ponyback Brigade, so let's see what happens. Got a bunch of blue fixin' here is the thing. Feat of Resistance is excellent, excellent, excellent card. Probably going to be my pick regardless of what's in this pack. I could take green white land, though. I'm going to take Feat. Feat's just so good. Kieran's okay. I would hope to get Bossman Sands back, but I don't think that's going to happen. Feat might be the best common in the set. Woolly Loxodon. So there's a Flooded Strain here. The fetch lands are, you know, this isn't paper, so I don't have to take this for money. But the fetch lands are actually worse than, like, the tri-lands for sure, and probably even worse than the dual lands, because once you crack it, it only taps for one color of mana, whereas these are more flexible as the game goes on. I'm going to take Woolly Loxodon here, though. King of the Morphs, as people call him. And pass up on, like, some okay green cards. Fetch land would be fine, but Kintree Warden kind of sucks. Sultai Ascendancy, not anything we have to worry about here. Take my Throttle now versus a long shot squad. Yeah, I'll grab Throttle. Not, like, thrilled about it, but we probably want one of those, like I mentioned. Ooh, there's a Russia battle. What's the warrior count look like? I don't think it's very high. It almost doesn't even count to add Woolly Loxodon to that list. Yeah, I'm just not doing a warriors thing here to the point where, like, Raider Spoils might even be out. Just take another Loxodon, I suppose. And Ifrit Weapon Master is a very strong card. Can I flip Ifrit Weapon Master face up? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I'm not going to take Salt Road Patrol, which is okay, and nothing else in the pack is particularly interested. Heart Piercer Bow just doesn't do anything in this format. Okay, we got back Sultai Scavenger. This was the opening pack that had all the Abzan cards, and looks like most of them were taken. But we'll take Scavenger. Be happy with it, I suppose? Happy question mark? Do we take Awaken the Bear and try to minimize as much black as we can? Yeah, the first Delve card's good. It is a warrior, too, if that ends up mattering. But here's this random Temur creature now. We're just going to play all the cards? I don't think my deck's going to be equipped to do that. Top 5 cards, put a creature or land card from among them. Just a worse version of the Ancients card that we've been playing with in LCI. We Fate. Okay, there's an Awaken the Bear anyway. Suppose if you twist my arm. Alright, now we should really just think about what we've got going on. Wow, look at the uncommons here are unreal. There's a Feat of Resistance as well. I mean, it looks like my best card, like green and white, right? We've got green and white cards. And then our blue-green stuff is, like, just okay. And these are double off color. So I guess I should just stick to Abzan, maybe Splash and Red, which would make Bloodstained Mire fine. Tuskguard Captain's usually pretty strong. Bear's Companion's also a really good card, but same problem as these. I do have a lot of blue fixing, though, is the thing. I'm going to take Tuskguard Captain. I've got good green cards. I could just take another good green card. Another Raider Spoils taunting me a little bit. But... yeah, we're not playing another Raider Spoils. Could just play a Sage Eye Harrier. Something in the Sky. Siegecraft's unplayable. Blue-red land is the exact land we don't want. And we're trying to minimize black, I think, so I'll take Sage Eye Harrier. Mantis Rider. Yeah, man. Blue-red X, whether Teamer or Jeskai, looked like where my seat wanted to be, and I just didn't move into it. Could take another Bloodfell Caves here, though, for the pony back. That gives me 3 red sources. Though black-red is not a great place to be for that. Winter Flame, another very strong card, but another Feat of Resistance, too. Arger's Parapet's okay. Feat is really strong. Oh, I love Sultai Soothsayer, though. Also an Aerostorm. We'll pick up more Feat. We've got 2 Feat. We can walk now. Sidisi's Pets. Really, really bad 1-drop. Then just another combat trick. Don't really need more random morphs. Sidisi's Pet is like... fine. Fine card. A lot of combat tricks if I take another Awaken the Bear. I'll go ahead and take Sidisi's Pet here. Jeskai Student. Oh, Debilitate and Injury versus Blossom and Sands. I mean, Injury's good, but I do think I need an actual on-color fixer here. We'll reconsider this Raider Spoils when all is said and done here. Problem is all my warriors are morph creatures, so the bonus from this isn't going to matter until really late in the game. Abomination of Gadul is a nice one. This one I could get away with off of these mana fixing, and I'm not playing a really fast deck anyway. Sure. Another Abomination, blue-black land. Not going to play any of the other cards, so I guess, yeah, the blue-black land's not going to cut it. I don't think I'm going to play 2 Abominations, though. And we got a Rite of the Serpent here. Could have had a good Jeskai deck, I think. I mean, I opened a Mantis Rider. I saw a bunch of these. Got past a Winter Flame. I just didn't... I guess I didn't pick up on the signals correctly. Sure. We'll take a rare for the collection. For the collection. War Behemoth, I would hope not to have to play. Just a 0 synergy card in the set. Often worse than the Mauler here, or the Harrier, rather. At least this flies. At least this is a warrior. Gonna get blue cards out of here. Blue, green, maybe. Dang, what? Why is that happening? Alright, I could actually consider Soothsayer. I didn't really think about, like, straight-up Sultai cards here, but if Abomination's good enough to consider, then Soothsayer's definitely good enough to consider. And let's take a look at the damage here. Yeah, so very unfocused deck. That's okay. Let's go ahead and lump our morphs in with the morphs. Sidisi's Pet. Get where you belong. War Behemoth. Not excited. So if I cut War Behemoth, Roar of the Challenge might be pretty bad. It looks like I'm supposed to just cut like an Abomination. Alright, well... Let's see what happens here. The mana's terrible, as it often is. Good to go back and look at that draft and see what pushed me in the direction that I went in, because I saw a good Jeskai deck there. I don't know that I picked up on it until Pack 3, but there was a good Jeskai deck in my seat that I didn't draft. I think what happened was I was averse to the blue-red cards because I started with a bunch of Abzan cards, and maybe I should have just moved into them, but... well, the colors don't even matter. Sure, I'll true Jank Diver Gaming fashion, we'll start on a mulligan, and of course it'll be a mulligan to 5, so not looking great for game number 1. And Speed Skater 24 is gonna take their time deciding what to do. Oh, hi there. Y'all still with me? So my opponent never showed up. The power of my mulligan to 5 beat the Silly Skater 24, or whatever their name was. So, unfortunate for them. Not necessarily what I want to happen when I'm recording, but I don't think my deck's very good, so I take these wins when we get them, I guess. And now we're against Wolf Dragon Dude. Do we mulligan again? No, we have a functional but unexciting hand here. And we're going to see a lot of hands with poor mana, which is what I would classify my current hand as. Missing an entire color, not where you want to be. So let's read this card. All creatures able to block target creature do so. That creature gains indestructible if you control a creature of power 4 or greater. So I would have to get a bigger creature on board. The morph is nice. Do I offer the trade here? Yeah. I don't know how likely it is I'm going to get Ferocious anytime soon for this to get bigger, so I might as well get that attack in before this gets a counter and becomes too big to handle. A white morph, obviously not like the best thing I could have picked up. Let's see if this is that Mantis Rider that I passed. It is a morph. Oh, okay. Well, I am going to... Do I attack for 1 in the air, or do I offer the trade here? It's like some argument for attacking for 1 in the air. Because if I attack and then they call the bluff and block, like, it's a 1/5. I use my turn to bounce. And they hit me back for 2. So I think what I'm going to do here is attack. If they trade, so be it. If they don't, I will just transform this on their end step. Get in 2 damage that way, instead of flipping it pre-combat and only getting in 1. I have a kill shot if I feel like it's necessary to kill shot something. I will get hit by your morph. Ouch. Mardu Horde Chief. You got me. This is one of the best commons in the set. Just makes a 1/1. Alright, I'm going to flip this up and then probably play in defense now. We've got Throttle and Kill Shot, which are nice. Yeah, take this card highly. It's very, very good. In fact, I think Midnight Hunt, maybe it was Crimson Vow. No, Midnight Hunt had, I think, a functional reprint of this card. I want to say the name was Night Squad Commando, but it was a black card. I think it was the exact same thing. It might have been a 3/2 instead of a 2/3. But it was basically, if you attacked with a creature, get a 1/1. And as a rule of thumb, if you see a card that's good in Modern Day Limited, it's definitely good in Con. So I get to block kind of freely because I have the kill shot. If they want to use some sort of combat trick, which this just looks like if they had a combat trick, they would attack with the 1/1 as well. Okay, another morph. So there's always an interesting question, which morph do you take out? My sneaking suspicion has always been that people play their more valuable morph second because you're more likely to snap off removal on the first one. So I'm going to kill the second one, but there's not really an exact science to that. We killed a Mystic of the Hidden Way, which is nice to have dealt with. And I can just play this face down. Doesn't really do very much for me here. Though it does provide blue mana if I draw my Abomination or my Soothsayer. Roar of the Challenge looking pretty dinky, though I'm at the point where I can cast my Woolly Loxodons, and Woolly Loxodons are good with Roar of the Challenge. Roar of Challenge. I don't recall drafting this card very often. I want to say it was, like, just okay. Alright, so they attack. If they've got a Ifrit Weapon Master, I'm fine with that because I've got the kill shot. Weapon Master is a first striker that turns up and I think gives a creature +3/+0 and first strike till end of turn. So I'm going to just do this. Well, that would be pretty bad actually because the Weapon Master itself has first strike, so I would lose one of my creatures. I can't kill shot both of these, obviously. Let's see what their trick in hand is, though. Force away, bounce my morph. Okay. Sure. That means they value their morph. Another land, not great. Am I happy to play more lands out? I don't think I have any Luden effects or anything like that. I mean, they just threw away a card there. That does mean their morph must be pretty valuable, and it can't be just a Ifrit Weapon Master, right? So it's got to be something they're either missing a color for, or like 1,000 Winds or something that flips for like 6 mana. Could also be like the O5 or something, but I don't know why they wouldn't just take that trade at that point. They're going to Treasure Cruise here. Yep, Treasure Cruise is good against me because I don't have a way to stop it. They don't have a land? You don't have a land? Why don't you have a land? Okay, we did draw the Loxodon. So, let's see. This is 2 to unmorph. So I go 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, this flips up and gives me 3 mana, plus it can tap for a mana itself, so I do have enough for the Loxodon there. So I'm just going to continue to leave my Harrier on defense here. And end of turn, we'll see if I can flip up Loxodon, because if I can get this flipped up and then Roar of Challenge it, that's going to be pretty good. I get to eat basically this board. See if they add anything else to the board. That being said, they did just untap with 7 mana. Or 7 cards in hand. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. But they also didn't play a land last turn. So they might just be glutted on spells. And this still seems like an expensive card to me to flip face up. Okay. Just tap out. The problem is they have spells is the thing. Alright, I'm going to turn this face up. Tap it. Turn that face up. And they have like another force away. They just bounce my creature. Okay, they have just another force away. That's fine, I suppose. So I'm just going to play this face up now. And pass. They didn't kill it last turn. Granted, it was a face down 2/2, but... Alright, 6 mana is where this morph starts to become a little bit scary, I suppose. They have just kind of thrown force-aways away to tempo me out, which is fine. I'm not saying they're wrong for doing it, but it's good from my end because I don't have much going on, so if I can just, you know, spend my mana recasting the things they used an entire card on, that's fine. But I do suspect this is 5 spells and of varying degrees. Jeskai Charm, put that on top. Okay. Yeah, so same deal. Pretty much same deal here. I kind of want to double block this morph. Radical Mystic's not doing that much for me. Though Radical lets me play morph. Yeah, okay. You have a raid creature or something? Yeah, another Horde Chief. Okay, they might just get to tempo me out here. Like, if they can just keep me off of these, you know? I can't seem to line up this, this Roar of the Challenge so far. I have the card to do it, but they keep setting me back. Jeskai Charm. The go wide mode on Jeskai Charm. Dragon Style Twins, that's a card. That being said, I think I get to kill a bunch of creatures here. Abzan Battle Priest too, huh? So, Roar of Challenge, all creatures must block this. I eat 3/3, morph 1/1. That's okay. I do have to tap my 6/7, then I'll play Battle Priest. Yeah, we're going to do this for sure. So everything must block here. 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Can't get another relevant creature out of the deal, unfortunately. I don't think there's anything for 1 red here, so opponent's just kind of figuring out how that works. This card's pretty good too, by the way. Okay, figured it out. So let's eat Dragon-style twins. Is there a way to identify which morph is which? I don't know which one's the first one. I specifically want to kill this morph. Let's see, if I move that over there, does... Yeah, I don't know which morph is which. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it moves around too, but now I don't know which one's which. Oh well. Let's kill a morph. Let's kill a 1/1. Slim up the board a little bit here. It's not like that just automatically wins the game or anything, of course. And, yeah, play Battle Priest. No kill shot up anymore. 3 cards in hand from opponent. Get this going, that'd be nice. A Feat of Resistance would be amazing here, because now that I have Battle Priest, it would give this thing lifelink as well. So I need them to not have, like, a completely devastating play this turn. What was that morph, by the way? There was a Weapon Master. Again, I don't know if that was the first one or the second one. So yeah, this morph's going to get in there. I'm just not going to block. I'm actually surprised that's the only attack. I mean, I'm going to rule out, like, Master of Pearls, because they would have attacked with more creatures and flipped it up. Alright, a land is definitely what we wanted to see, I think. Well, I'm just gonna do this and bide time until I find, like, a Feat of Resistance or something. This kill shot's gonna need to line up well as well. Ooh, we got another bounce spell? Oh, Smite the Monstrous. Well, would have been nice to have a Feat of Resistance. Such is my luck. That Woolly Loxodon really went through it this game, didn't it? It got Jeskai Charmed, it got Forced Away, it got Smited. I think the other Force Away bounced a morph. It ate 3 creatures on the opposing side of the battlefield. Yep. Alright, I wonder if we're looking at a Trumpet Blast here. I'm going to just block this morph with the kill shot up. I assume it's going to get transformed, whatever it is. Glacial Stalker? I guess it could just be Glacial Stalker. We'll kill your Glacial Stalker. So I take 6. Ouch. Raider Spoils is interesting. I can't afford to attack with that many creatures is the thing. Battle Priest is not a warrior. I could attack with this as well. Gain 5, go to 9, lose 1, and then just attempt to block here, but that's going to be something that can eat my creature. Do I feel like I need to draw the card that bad? Am I blocking? Well, this can block those is the thing, right? So if I block here, that's 2, 3, 4. If it's another Ifrit Weapon Master, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I would die. I think I'd get that greedy. Go ahead. Again, a Feat of Resistance would make me feel a lot better about my situation. Opponent seems to be out of relevant gas. Just not going to block this. I assume this is like a Glacial Stalker or something. Yeah, it's just another Glacial Stalker. Okay. Sultai Flayer. It's not bad. So I could attack with Sage Eye Harrier now. Could attack with Battle Priest, or I could Outlast it. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Go to 4. Sure, paid for itself. Let's play a Sultai Flayer and pass the turn. Yeah, I'm not going to Outlast. So, whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, gain 4 life. This counts itself. Opponent. If my opponent doesn't pressure me this turn, I'm feeling pretty good. But they're debating that card in their hand. Swift Kick. So that's a fight. I do gain my 4. That was +1/+0 in fight. For 4 mana! For 4 mana. If they attack here, do I block with Rattleclaw? Get the biggest threat off the board? If they don't, yeah, that's great if they don't. And that's another warrior as well. Okay. Go to 8. So my opponent just kind of gained me life that turn. I know they killed something. Ooh, that's nice too. I have 6 cards in graveyard. This is a cumulative 16. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have enough to do both things, right? So if I start with Dead Drop, -6. This costs 4. And then I can just outright pay for the Scavenger. So yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let's Dead Drop. Target you. 4, 5, 6. Who said Delve cards rub up against each other? Yeah, sack the 2 Horde Chiefs. Play this. Oh, I guess I did have 1 extra mana with Rattleclaw Mystic, huh? And now my opponent basically, yeah. Okay, cool. That was game 1. That was game 1. What did we learn? My opponent's got some decent morphs. A lot of interaction of different kinds. I do have 2 Feet of Resistances. I didn't see them. War Behemoth matches up well stat-wise. It also doesn't die to Smite the Monstrous. Not sure I want to change anything here, honestly. I mean, the War Behemoth's interesting. The Abomination's fine. Okay, just gonna run it back. Opponent's deck is a little more succinct than mine, but we will manage with that. In fact, I don't know. I'm running it back in my head like how I even won that game because I just didn't do anything for a while, but I guess the Roar of the Challenge did eat a lot of material. Roar of Challenge. It's just a dumb name for a card. I'll be on the draw. Don't worry about it. I'll take the draw. This is one of those formats where you could be on the draw. Hey, here's the mulligan again. All right, good mana, not great hand. Yeah, I suppose I should just keep all my cards. Do I need double green or double white? No idea. Typical con start here. Both players at 21 life. Alright, I do like no play from opponent. Though I'm going to do the same, and I'm on the draw, so... The combat trick's not looking too great. Yeah, I'll play Morph. I guess I could play 2-3. 2-3 blocks 2-2. That makes way more sense now I'm thinking about it. Plus, next turn I could go Outlast plus Plane, so that's just bad to not do that. Do I block here? No, I'll take 2. Be careful with my life total. My opponent showed me Jeskai Charm, which is a card that can kill you out of nowhere. Mardu Horde Chief, yep. Yeah, not playing Tuskguard Captain was bad. That being said, my opponent just missed a land drop. I'm going to keep that back, and play the Battle Priest here and pass. Battle Priest plus Dragon Scale Boon is a little bit of a combo. I don't have good blocks this turn, though. I'll trade Morph for Morph now here, I think. Partly to preserve life total. Partly because they're missing lands. It was a Glacial Stalker. And they replaced it with another Morph. Okay, so we did not hit another land. I could go for the attack here, and if they block, just Dragon Scale Boon. I'm not going to block with this card no matter what. But I could see going Outlast plus play a Morph. I'm going to go for the Dragon Scale Boon. If they even take the block. They might not. It's not a lot of reason for them to. Sidisi's Pet or Tuskguard Captain. Man, not having this in play just really messed me up. Play 2-3. 2-3 blocks pretty well. Okay, that is a tap land, so we're safe from Weapon Master for another turn. Okay, just bouncing Captain's okay. So another land. Though I could play Sidisi's Pets. Just play this face up. Ifrit Weapon Master really punks me here, doesn't it? Sure. Because even if I block this, it can give +3/+0, and I think first strike. So I just lose my Sidisi's Pet, take 6. That can't be a win in play. If I don't block it, it's Ifrit Weapon Master, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I probably just don't block then. Try to race them with my lifelinkers. Though I'm, again, assuming they have a bunch of spells in hand, so kind of hard to imagine coming out on top. This would be a fine set of cards to have on the play, because I would be able to push with the combat tricks more effectively while they're tapped out and playing to the board. But on the draw, it's just not promising. That's weird. Okay, so I gotta look up Weapon Master real quick. Well, no, even if it's Glacial Stalker, I'm just not gonna block here. This does lead me to believe that this is not a... Okay, it is Weapon Master. Huh. Sure. That's weird, though, right? Wouldn't you... Wouldn't you be okay with that? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm gonna... attack here. Gain my life. Go up to 7, play this, and then have Awaken the Bear up on Sidisi's Pet, hopefully, to get ahead here. This is, what, a 4/3 first striker? Of course, they go kill, kill. I just die on board. Yeah, that's 4 spells in hand, too. They didn't play a land last turn. Not a good spot for us. Show me that Water Whirl. Bounce 2 creatures to its owner's hand. Their owner's hand. They're thinking about it. I don't... I mean, I'm not immediately dead. Okay, force away bounce. Draw, discard. So find an answer for Sidisi's pet and I die. I don't have a way to do it. They discarded a Glacial Stalker. A burn spell doesn't get it done though, because Awaken the Bear should be able to push past it. I mean, do I think they have anything? I'm gonna go for it. Am I gonna go for it? I think I'm gonna go for it. Am I gonna go for it? I mean, we know they have all spells in hand is the thing. Jeskai Charm could put that back on top of my library. I'm gonna go for it. I don't think it's gonna work, but the fact that they're not attacking with the 2/3, like if they had Jeskai Charm, they just tuck this and then, or if they had any removal spell, they just tuck this and they attack for the win, right? So I'm banking on them not having a removal spell. Ah, Smite the Monstrous. Nice. Okay. That's fair game. Fair game. Here, play Tuskar. No. There's attack again. They double block Dragon Scale Boon. Okay, I like that. Nice chunk of life. Play this and a morph. I mean, what are the other cards in their hand? If they're not lands, they're not like Force Aways and Jeskai Charm. Smite the Monsters. I mean, I got 2 for 1 there, but I also didn't take any damage. And they didn't use Smite the Monsters on my Abzan Battle Priest, so I guess that's a win for me. Can't flip this thing. Deliberate tapping. Gotta love it. They're cruising. You got it. Okay, draw 3. So play land, 4 mana, 4 cards in hand. Assuming you drew a land, of course. Tap land, and it's green? It taps for green? What? Yep, I will take that hit. Just tap out, opponent. Quit having instants. Yes, yes. Very good, very good. So if I attack with both, I mean, trample lifelink, right? If I attack with both of these, whichever one they double block is the one I Dragon Scale Boon. Hopefully they double block the captain. I could also attack with all 3. That's going to be something I can't block anyway. Should I attack with all 3? I'm going to gain 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 life this turn, up to 15, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say they Jeskai Charm. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I still wouldn't die to that. They could double block here. I would be fine trading the captain for the morph, I think. Okay. Not what I expected to happen, but now maybe I can use this on defense. I still get in 3 damage on him. Huh. It's not really what I expected at all. So this puts me up to 11 for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If that's another Weapon Master, I die. Okay, let's just clear off the Horde Chief then. Trample over for some damage is nice. Put the opponent to 7. And just keep up a 4/5 life linker instead of outlasting it. I'm at 15 now. Still can't flip this thing. I have no untapped blue sources except Rattleclaw Mystic, which could flip it, so that's not turning face up next turn. Sultai Flare is fine. And if it just becomes a stalemate here, I could start outlasting to get my creatures bigger, which is nice. Don't have high hopes for that. Although I guess we've seen 2 Forceaways. Aerostorm, my lifelinker is okay. Ooh, Aerostorm. That's a card to keep in mind that I was not thinking about. Alright, so yeah, we're stalemated a little. Ooh, that's rough. That being said, I will play this and pass, and we're really looking for blue mana now. Blue mana, Loxodon, Flyer. They drew a Nomad Outpost. Have we seen what the splash is for? Oh, another cruise is so rough for me. Just a reload. A second reload is rough. Okay. Like, literal worst thing I can draw is just any land that's not a blue source. Okay, land from opponent. 2 cards in hand. Post cruise. But another morph on board as well. And, oh, it's a Mystic of the Hidden Way, so a 3/2 unblockable. That is a clock. Follow up is another morph. Mystic of the Hidden Way kills people. Okay, card in hand. Yeah, I need to draw, I guess, blue mana right now. Throttle. Yeah, just pass here. I could be outlasting this, but their 4-power first striker can start attacking. Ah, they put another one. Well, I drew an answer to one of them. Those showed up right on time, didn't they? Unfortunately, I don't have 2 treasure cruises to dig farther into my library. So I throttle one of them. And then... Ooh, and they got removal. Sure. And that goes on top. You don't even get a choice of putting it on bottom. So that's going to be game over because that's going to be my draw next turn. Okay. View the battlefield. No morphs. Oh, this thing. Inoc Tracker. 3 mana, 3/3. Or, yeah, 5 mana to flip up into with first striker. Okay. I mean, they've got the unblockable 3/2s. Just run it back. Those Feet of Resistances, though. where are those hanging out in the deck? I'm not sure how useful they would have been that game. Yeah, I'll play first. Great. Awesome hand. I got a mulligan that. That's not doing anything. Do I keep Dead Drop or do I keep Throttle? Probably keep Throttle. If they play, like, Horde Chief or something, that's just so bad. Opponent also mulligan for what it's worth, but this hand's okay. If I can start outlasting that. I'm a little worried about their tempo plays, of course, though. That's not bad. Awaken the Bear's pretty good. +3/+3 trample. Might look familiar as a 2-mana spell in Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I believe also being reprinted in the Murders at Karlov Manor for 2 mana. Okay, no 2-drop is nice. Let's see if we can press an advantage here. So next turn, oh, they didn't have a play that turn either. That's great. So we're going to go... I mean, do I get in my 2? I'm going to outlast that. And Black Source to Throttle would be nice if I can just keep them off the board a little bit. Salt Road Patrol. Sure, that's a good one. This stupid thing. They're not going to block the Death Toucher. They might block the 3/4. Actually, let's just do this because it makes my Heir of the Wilds attack for 3. They just don't block that. They don't know that card has Death Touch. Yeah, they missed Death Touch on this card. Which I will happily take that exchange. Just a straight up eat of the 2/5. I don't get any damage, but that's okay. So yeah, I need to find black mana. I need to find like a Dismal Backwater or something like that. I'm still 2 colors away from this, which is a huge problem with my mana base. I'm basically leaning on an Awaken the Bear now. And Loxodon's okay. I'm gonna just jam for 7. I can't imagine there's a block here. Play a Morph. Pass turn. Opponent missed a land drop. Opponent missed land number 5. Their best play last turn was a 2/2. I don't believe Weapon Master can target itself. If that's a Glacial Stalker, this is great. If it's a Weapon Master and they try to flip it up, that's also fine for me. Okay, Morph with Force. Yeah, Force backup. Okay, there's black mana for Throttle. I'm expecting a Force Away here. So I'm going to attack. They could bounce Tuskguard Captain now. They did not. If they just block this, I just don't think I'm supposed to transform it. Yeah, and I just say okay there. And then if they go for Force Away now on Tuskguard Captain, which they did not, I pass with Throttle up. Yep, there's a Force Away. And they are dead to Awaken the Bear if they don't have anything. Still dead to Awaken the Bear. Trample plus Death Touch. So I'm going to go ahead and Throttle here. Force away their own Morph back to hand instead of forcing my thing. Gonna do a priority check. They did not get priority. I should have Awakened the Bear first for that extra point of damage, but that should do it. All right. Messy. Seems very... their hand is nothing, but that seems ambitious to try and force your own thing back to get a blocker for the following turn. Virtue. Sweet, I guess. All right, 2-1, but technically 1-1. Well, 1-0, because I didn't really play my first round. That was a grind fest. I think my opponent's deck was probably better than mine. They had a lot of instant speed interaction. They missed a lot of land drops. I wonder if they're skimping on lands or something. I think general consensus for this format is play 18 lands more often than not. Unless you're like a super aggressive deck or something like that. You don't have a lot of mana sinks, but most decks have a bunch of morphs. Which means you just naturally have a bunch of mana sinks, which means 18 lands. We're against Alan, BBBK2. Alright. The finals / my second round. Yeah, this is these are the hands I signed up for with the mana base I submitted. Oof, that's bad. That's going to be just a nothing card here. And opponent's starting off with a good one, though. I don't know. Drawing a green source is good. I can Heir of the Wilds into Abomination. Now I'm missing a green or blue source to flip that up. My opponent played Lens of Clarity. Okay. I told people, look, I have to win now or else game over. So they get to see my morphs. I guess they also get to look at the top card of their library. But this is like a known, don't put this in your deck. Abzan as well, okay. All right, let's see if we can get on board ahead of this. Yeah, my opponent might kill me. My hand's not great. But as a general rule of thumb, don't put this card in your deck. I don't want to knock my opponent here, but Okay, we're bannering up. Yeah, so my opponent's doing the full 5-color thing. I don't have anything to capitalize on it, unfortunately. They know what my morph is, and I still can't morph that next turn. But I've got some tricks here. Opponent on 6 mana, 7 mana. Dune Blast. They have to keep... I get to keep one of my creatures. And if I draw a land, I can scavenger... Oh, it's up to 1. Never mind. Well, Dune Blast is a absolutely banger card. We will rebuild. So Dune Blast, choose up to 1 creature, destroy the rest. 7 mana Wrath. There it was just, kill 2 creatures, which is fine. Hardened Scales? What is happening here? Into Venerable Wamasu. Very nice. This is just a vanilla 5/4 flyer. I will attack. So they're out of cards, but they could start using the banners, which is fine. Like, they can trip, but they use half your mana for the turn. We're just going to kill shot. And then most of my draws that aren't lands are good from here. Even a land gets me Rite of the Serpent, but I would like to draw another threat. All right, cracking a banner. Disowned Ancestor. Hey, Hardened Scales. So Hardened Scale, I mean, everybody knows this card, right? But this was where it was originally printed. Basically, you get 1 extra +1/+1 counter off of anything that puts a counter on stuff. It's also interesting, my opponent can see the top card of their library, so they know whether it makes sense to crack the banner or not. It's not just, like, completely in the dark. So if they're cracking a banner, I assume they're going for something relevant. Singin' Bellstrike. Sure. Tell you what, we'll let that stick, and I'll just knock it off with feet at end of turn. Kill shot, keeping up white mana. Feet here, give it pro blue. So that knocks the aura off, and now I've got a 4/4 flyer. Sure. So attack for 4 here, and then if they don't present a flyer or blocker, I can kill them with Awaken the Bear next turn. They've got a draw step, they've got a redraw with Sultai Banner. 2 mana to invest into this. Okay, drawing into the next card. Just leave my guy alone, please. Altar of the Brood. Okay, well, I mean, I'm playing against someone who has not played cons before. That's pretty clear. Just the trifecta of, like, cards you don't put in a deck. Which, again, I always say this. I'm not making fun of my opponent. It's just, it's a clear indication that, like, this is either a novice player or someone who's not familiar with the format, and everybody has to learn somewhere. That being said, they have a Dune Blast in their deck, so it can only be so good for me, I mean, they have not played... There's Dune Blast, and then there's a steep drop-off on the rest of the cards that they played. Singin' Bellstrike can be good, but you have to capitalize on it. And, I mean, with that being said, I just don't think I change anything. I almost feel like I could get away with just adding a banner to my deck for a little bit of ramp, but not sure I need that. Switch into a War Behemoth isn't going to do anything. There is a world where they go, like, Hardened Scales into Disowned Ancestor, and they just start, like, beating the crap out of me, but I'm just going to run it back. So far, the blue splash has been, like, horrendous, but I just didn't get there on playables for my actual colors. All right, give me another dub, please, so I can 3-0 with this absolutely atrocious deck. Blue, green, white mana. And my hand needs a 3rd mana to operate. Not sure what I'm mulliganing towards if I'm looking for something different there. Yeah, so 3rd land gets me kind of going with, stuff on the board. Bonkin, that's a good card. That is not 3rd land. Yeah, Bonkin Hardened Scales is like a thing that can actually just kill me, Alpine Grizzly. This could also kill me. 2-1 into 4-2. My opponent juked me. All right, I'm going to go to game 3. I don't have a 3rd land, so the game has ended. That's another reason to play 18 a decent amount of the time, is you actually cannot function in this format if you don't hit your third land on turn 3. Had I drawn a third land, obviously I would keep playing because I would have something to trade for, like the Alpine Grizzly, but I'm taking 6 that turn and then playing a morph, presumably, if I do draw a land the next turn, which can't be good, so I almost want to draw first here. My opponent showed me a pretty good curve there, though. Yeah, we'll just keep drawing 2 landers, I guess. This hand's surprisingly fine. It's, again, missing its third land. Oh, dang. I was thinking I could play this, but I can't. I can't morph it, and I can't play it face up. So, yeah, this hand was not good. We got the Lens of Clarity back. Oh, okay, saved by the tap land. And that was green and blue mana. So, my opponent gets to see that I have a Rattle Claw. Not too big of a deal that they get to see it. Let's see what they do, of course. Okay, just a banner. That's nice. I don't mind drawing more lands. I don't have to morph that up either. Just play Raider Spoils. So I can morph this up. Hold on. So 1, 2. That makes 3 mana. 4. Yeah, I don't get to hold up Feat of Resistance that way because I'm attacking with it. So guess I might as well just save the mana. Just might give me a boost of mana for something else instead. Doesn't let me cast this because I don't have double black. Okay, Rugged Highlands to a morph. You got it. So now, if I attack, Feat of Resistance gives protection from a color, but I would become a 3/3, so I would kill that. And then post-combat, still can't flip up the flyer. I mean, I'm going to attack here. They know what my morph is. They don't know about the tricks in my hand. There's a good chance they just straight up don't block here. So much for that. Yeah, I'll save my Rattle Claw. I'll just give it protection from red. Alright, not sure they would block. They blocked with a Woolly Loxodon. Presumably flip that up this turn if they had a 6 mana. Disowned Ancestors out. Sure. And then a morph. Okay, I get to freely attack into these. That's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could give up an attack to play both of these. Not going to give up an attack. Opponent didn't hit a land either. That puts us farther away from Dune Blast, and they're missing green and black for Dune Blast. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I can't hold up Feat of Resistance, so sure. Sultai Flayer is out. It is a 4/4. Is this a warrior? I should have played this maybe to try and get some cards going with Raider Spoils. Alright, Longshot Squad's fine. Okay, green mana. Doesn't really change much from my perspective. I've got a Feat of Resistance. I could just throttle here. Just throttle this, attack, and they don't really have a flip. Same question. Pay 2, get 3. I'm off by 1 every single turn. Alright, I'll just throttle your Longshot Squad and attack for 8. And that puts my opponent in basically the same exact position for the following turn. Okay, I like it. Kintree Warden, the most annoying morph of all. Regenerates for 2 mana. Now, the question is, does my opponent know how Regenerate works? That is the question. I can attack with my 4/4 and check. I don't necessarily know that I need to flip up Rattleclaw Mystic. Well, I attack with both. This actually becomes, what, a 3/2, which is worse if I flip it up. They could double block here. I'm going to block with my Sultai Flare. I'm just kind of like skill check here and see if they know how Regenerate works. Kill shot. Do I save my thing? Probably. They cannot regenerate this turn. Protection from white. Kill shots. Okay, bounce off the kill shot. And the 0-4 bites the dust. Play Blossom and Sands and Air of the Wilds. Alright, continue. We never played around kill shot. Like, the fact that the Abzan banner is the thing that let them cast the kill shot, like, if I had to, like, put percentages on what card I think my opponents had, never would have guessed kill shot. Oh, dead drop, but I can't cast it? Or can I? 1, 2, flip that up, make 3 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I don't even have to tap the Rattleclaw Mystic? Wait. Yeah, target you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See if they have, like, cancel. That'd be something. Yeah, okay, Regenerate does not save you from sacrificing. And I'm going to assume that's nothing there. We did it, boys. We beat Duneblast. I mean, like, first off, good game, opponent. I understand they're probably still learning. That's fine. But I do want to point out that my deck is not very good, and I 3-0'd because, A, my last round opponent was playing a bunch of cards that you probably shouldn't be playing, and my first round opponent didn't show up, and my middle round opponent just didn't draw lands when they needed to draw lands. So here's the deck with, like, some blue cards I never cast. Pretty bad mana overall. Like, nothing to do early. I mean, this is not a good deck. Like, no early game removal, no premium, like, I mean, there's not a rare in this deck, right? Yeah, just, what a mess. That's the type of thing that happens in best of 3, though, that doesn't really happen in best of 1 once you're at a higher rank, so I don't know. It's like playing at an F&M. It happens, but sure, we take our dubs. This deck was like a solid 4 out of 10. I passed like a very good Jeskai deck in order to get into whatever this is, but we got there, and we take our trophy when we get there, so add that one. We'll go ahead and show it off, claim our prize, call it a day. Khans of Tarkir. Khans of Tarkir, best set ever. All right, well, I hope that was at least enjoyable for people to watch. It was very weird for me to be in that seat because that felt like a 1-2 deck at most. But anyway, enough griping about the deck. If you enjoyed this content, let me know. I'm going to do my best to put out more Khans of Tarkir content because I just love this set while it's here. I'm hoping to get as much out of it as I can. Plus, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, kind of poopy. So that's going to be the deal. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, let me know more of what you want to see. And then, of course, if you want to come join the JankDiver Gaming community and you want to get in on some free cube action, you can do so by finding a link to our Discord down below wherever you're watching this, presumably YouTube. And you can find our Jank Tank podcast with myself, Teld, and Chris. Releases once every other week. And those are also posted on the YouTube channel, so check that out. We recently talked about Khans of Tarkir, and we'll be talking about 2023 in review for our next episode. But that's Khans for you. We had an interesting draft. Thanks for hanging out. You could be anywhere, but you chose to be here till the end. Appreciate that. My name's Timothy with JankDiver Gaming. I'll see y'all next time.